Welcome to another edition of the Sundown series. Today we are traveling to Horatio, Arkansas. And I can already tell just by the first statement that I'm about to read to you what kind of town this is. And here I'm thinking that the town that I talked about a couple weeks ago was in bad shape. This one, just on the population of the town alone, is letting me know all I need to know about this town. Horatio is a city in Sevier County, Arkansas, United States, with a population of 997 at the 2000 census. Now, that was 20 years ago. I'm curious to see where it stands as of right now, to be quite honest. Founded in 1895 after the Civil War. For several years until at least 1905, Horatio was a sundown town where African Americans were not allowed to live. As of the census of 2000, there were 997 people, 377 households, and 265 families residing in the city. The population density was 546 people per square mile. There were 423 housing units at an average density of 231.6 square miles. The racial makeup of the city was 84.95% white, 2.71% black or African American, 1.81% Native American, 0.20% Asian, 8.53% of other races, and 1.81% from two or more races. 14.94% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. There were 377 households, out of which 38.2% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 52.3% were married couples living together. 13.3% had a female householder with no husband present, and 29.7% were non-families. 26.3% of all households were made up of individuals, and 15.4% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.64, and the average family size was 3.22. As I was scrolling down on the list, in 2010, that's when the population finally crossed 1,000 people since 1930. So you got to think, the last time this town had over 1,000 people, and it's not even a huge margin of over 1,000, was in 1930. And the second time that not the second time, but the third time, because the first time was in 1920. The second time was in 1930, but it dwindled and lost by 10 people. And then from 1940 to 2000, it was never over 1,000 people again until 2010. And standing at 1,044 people today, since 2017, it is now at 1,041 people. So they lost 3 people. So this town, for the most part, since its founding, was barely ever over 1,000. Like ever. The highest that this town has ever had population wise was 1,044 people. And that was back in 2010, 10 years ago. And the town got founded in 1900 or somewhere around that time. So this town was always small. I can pretty much put and calculate in my mind that this town right here most likely had a lot of inbreeding going on. Had to have. For them to only have a little over 1,000 people and to barely get over 1,000. They couldn't even crack 1,100 ever in its town history. So that means everybody in that town probably knows everybody or knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. That's crazy. That's wild. But it's not surprising because a lot of these sundown towns are very small in population. It's some of them out there that have maybe 10 or more than 10,000 that's dwelling there. But for the most part, many of them are small, like the one I just did. But I think this one has to be the smallest. Like, they could... It is what it is. But this was a very short Sundown series, it wasn't really that much that came from this town except the same old saying that they ran black people out of there around 1905, which is around the same time that a lot of the other towns that I've covered in Arkansas pretty much did the same thing. But I think the thing that stuck out to me, of course, is the one I'm dwelling on, which is their population size and how they barely made it over. Their lowest population size in history was 605 people back in 1910. And their highest, like I said, was 1,044 in 2010. It was only 4 times the town was over 1,000 people: 1920, 1930, 2010, and 2017. I'm curious to see where they're going to be at when they do the census again. They probably going to be back under because they already lost 3 for 2017, bringing them from 1,044 down to 1,041. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on. This has been another edition of the Sundown series, and I will talk to you in the next one.